Alrighty. So pretty much all of our game mechanics have been implemented. There's not any more code we have to write. Um, there's not any more animations we have to put together. We pretty much have a fully featured framework for building a game, but we haven't placed anything yet in a way that makes sense. So far, we've just really been placing objects so that we can test them, not so much so that it represents a completed product. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm jumped over to level 1, and I'm going to delete all the stuff inside of it, and then I'm just going to, well, place prefabs. We're just going to put together a really basic, simple game using all of the objects that we have created over the last many, many hours. So this is the fun part, where we finally get to place things. Actually, as a programmer, this is my least favorite part, but that's beside the point. So let's go ahead and nuke all the stuff that we have placed already. So I'm just going to click and drag and do a marquee select of all this stuff. And I'm going to do a quick run through the hierarchy to make sure I'm not deleting anything I don't want to. For example, I want to uncheck main camera by holding down control and clicking on main camera. So let's go down. I want to delete my health pack, my moving platforms, my health pack, my platform paths, all of my dirt. I don't want to delete my player. I definitely want to delete this dirt. I want to delete that. Moving platforms, platform path. I want to delete this dirt. And I don't want to delete my camera bounds. I don't want to delete my managers. I want to delete all that dirt. I don't want to delete my health bar. I want to delete my point star, my punji sticks, my point stars, my cannons, my bad fish, point stars, dirt full, point star, dirt grass full, point star, level finish line. I also want to delete. I'll be replacing that. Nah, I'll just leave level finish line around, and then we'll place it at the end of the level. Insta-kill buzzsaw, point star, insta-kill buzzsaw, point star, and really? There we go. Our level has now been nuked. So what I want to do now is I also want to get rid of the trees I have. Or maybe I just want to get rid of all but one. So I'll delete all of them but one, and then I'll select this tree and I'll kind of move it over here. And we'll place our trees after we finish placing everything else. So now all we have is the level start, the level finish, and the player. And that's really all we're going to need. So I'm going to move the level start and the level player and his health bar. I'm going to move all that stuff over there, and I'm going to start placing tiles. On the left-hand side, I'm going to create a wall of tiles. So I'm going to come up here to prefabs. I'm going to open up tiles, and I'm going to place a wall of tiles. So I definitely want my dirt full. So I'm going to bring my dirt full in. I'm going to place him at 0, 0, 0, and then I'm going to duplicate him, move him up, and I'm going to do that, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times. Okay, so let's go ahead and create 3. Now let's create 4. Now we have 5. Now we have 6, so we can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we have 5. I can count, I swear. Note that I'm holding down control while I'm doing this. And then I'm going to do that, and I'm going to hit control one more time and move them all up. And now I have a wall of these little guys. I do want to go ahead and on the top one, however, I want to replace him with the dirt grass full. So I'm going to delete him. I'm going to bring in a dirt grass full. I'm going to place the dirt grass full at 0, 0, 0. And then I'm going to hold down control and move him up all the way to the top. So now I have the left bounds of my level. Now let's go ahead and create 3 dirt grass fulls outside of here. So I'm going to take my health bar and my player and my level start, and I'm going to move these up here to the top a little bit so they're out of the way. Then I'm going to bring in some dirt grass fulls, and I'm going to place it at 0, 0, 0. I'm going to move it over by holding down control, and I'm going to place 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to place another one, but before I do that, I want to bring in another dirt full. So I'm going to take the dirt full and I'm going to duplicate it and move it over here. And then click on this dirt grass full, duplicate it, move it over, and then move it up. Now at this point, I think it might be beneficial to create a layer for all of our platforms, all of our level-based set pieces. I think that'll clean things up nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, go to game object, and I'm going to create empty, and I'm going to call this ground platforms. And I'm going to take all the dirt folds that I've been creating and all the dirt grass folds, and I'm going to dump it into grass platforms or ground platforms so that we have a much cleaner hierarchy. Okay, so then I'm going to click on this dirt fold. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to move it over. Or sorry, I want to grab a dirt grass fold, duplicate it, move it over. Then I want to place some punji sticks in there. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to grab a punji sticks prefab. I'm going to set it to 0, 0, 0 so it will align with my grid. Then I'm going to child it to ground platforms, and I'm going to hold down Control, and I'm going to move it to the right. So now we have our punji sticks over there, which of course our punji sticks come pre-packaged with an insta-kill. Then I'm going to take this dirt grass fold, and I'm going to duplicate it and move it to the other side of those punji sticks. Then I'm going to open up my prefabs folder, bring a health back out, and I'm just going to place it right there. Then I'm going to go over here, I'm going to grab a dirt fold, duplicate it, and then I'm going to grab a dirt grass fold over here, duplicate it, so that we have a little platform that we can step up on. Then I want to take, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dirt folds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to hit Control D, and I'm going to duplicate them, hold down Control, and move them over here. Then I want to place punji sticks on the top of these dirt folds. So I'm going to click on the punji sticks, hit Control D, move it over to the right, and then move it up. And of course holding down Control so I snap to the grid. Alrighty, so then I want to take a dirt grass fold and I want to move it so that it's parallel with those punji sticks. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to move it up. Just to ensure that I'm parallel exactly with those punji sticks, I'm going to move it over to the left, and indeed I am. No, I'm not. Let's hold down Control and move it up 1. There we go. So now I'm nice and parallel with those punji sticks. Okay, so that's really going to be the first little zone for our game. I can hit play, and I can move around, I can walk around, I can collect this health, but I can't really get out yet. However, I can explode like a frog and die if I hit those punji sticks. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and create some platforms that will allow us to get to the next part of the level. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my prefabs, and I'm going to bring out a moving platform prefab. I think actually that I'm going to create a new prefab that combines a moving platform with a predefined path, so that whenever I create a platform, I can just drag out that one prefab and just move the start and the end to wherever I want. And that'll be very similar to what I did with the cannon. So to do that, let's go ahead and create an empty game object, and I'm going to call this pathed platform, and I'm going to child moving platform to it. However, I will orient this at 0, 0, 0 because I am writing a prefab. And when I work on prefabs, I like to work at the origin. So I'm going to parent moving platform to path platform. Then I'm going to create another game object that I'm going to parent to path platform called path. And path, I'm going to set at 0, 0, 0. Then I'm going to add the path definition script to it. Then I'm going to create another game object. I'm going to parent it to path platform, and I'm going to call it start. And I'm going to give it an icon of, let's say, this yellow color. And I'll move it to 0, 0, 0. And then I'll finally create one more empty game object, parent it to path platform, and call it end. And end, I will go ahead and give it an icon. Let's give it a red icon. And then let's move it to 0, 0, 0. And then let's translate it a little bit to the right. Then I'm going to open up path, and I'm going to set start into my points. And then I'm going to take end, and I'm going to put it into my points. And now I have a path. Then I'm going to go into moving platform, and I'm going to hold down, or I'm going to click on path, and I'm going to drag it into my follow path script onto my path definition. And then I'm going to give it a default speed of something like 5. Now that I've done that, I want to turn path platform into a prefab because it contains everything I need to do, the entire assembly of creating a path platform. So I'm going to prefabify it by holding down or dragging path platform into my prefabs folder. And now I have a path platform. So let's go ahead and put the platform somewhere. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to start it right here. And then I'm going to end it by clicking on the end up here to where the player can get to. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a point star right here on that little grassy bit. Then I'm going to create another path platform by clicking and dragging out a path platform and moving it here. And we can have the end of this be a little bit to the right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dirt grass foal and I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to move it over a little bit to maybe, I might be getting this a little mixed up here or messed up here. So maybe we want to move the end so it's only going a little bit. And then I want to add a cannon right there. So I'm going to click and drag a cannon out. And now what I can do is I can change the end point of my cannon by moving this over. So I'll have it hitting or firing at that wall. So let's go ahead and hit play and see what we get.
Waiting for you to tell me I'm insane.
That you're insane.
Yeah, when this gets too hard to beat.
I think it's good. I think it's. By the way, guys, Steve actually designed these levels. If you haven't noticed, I'm copying from an image that I got, and the only thing I'm confused about is why there's a health pack right there. Because bungee sticks are insta death, and so is that buzzsaw.
Did I have a? I don't know.
We'll leave it there. Health packs are cool. I like the little effects they make.
You asked me to redo the levels. I was working fast. That's my excuse.
Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and add a... let's go ahead and add an insta-kill buzzsaw right here. And I'm going to have it start down there, and I'm going to have it end up here. So I'm going to try to click on the end, but I can't, so I'm going to have to expand that and click on end manually and move it up there. Then I'm going to take the player and the level spawn, or the level, I'm just going to take the level start and move it right there. And I could also take the player and the health bar and move it down there too, but that's not going to matter because he'll be set to where his level start goes in the first place. Let's go ahead and hit play. Alrighty. So it looks like we have that all set up now. Now we need a little jump pad. So to create a jump pad, I'm just going to move over the moving jump pad prefab, which is right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just like what we did before with our moving paths. I'm going to basically create a pre-packaged moving jump pad system. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to say game object break prefab instance and move it to the origin. Once it's at the origin, I'm going to go into game object, create empty, move the new empty object into the origin, and I'm going to name this, let's say pathed jump pad, and I'm going to child moving jump pad to pathed jump pad. Then I'm going to create empty game object, an empty game object, an empty game object. I'm going to select all three of them, move them to 0, 0, 0, and child them to path jump pad. The first game object I'll rename to path, and I'll add a component called path definition to it. Second game object I'll rename to start, and final game object I'll rename to end. And then start I'll give a yellow color icon to, and end I'll give a red icon to. And I'll move end a little bit to the right in the X axis. Then I'm going to click on path and I'm going to add start to the points and I'm going to add end to the points. And then I'm going to click on moving jump pad and add path to the follow path script. I'm going to add path right there to the path of that. Now that I have that all written, I can go ahead and prefabify my path jump pad by just holding down and moving it into my prefabs folder. So now I can instantly create a moving jump pad system without any additional work. So now I'm going to move it over here, and I'm going to place it right about here with the start right there, and then the end. I'm going to take the start, I'm going to steal the starts. The start is at 0, 0, 0. I'm going to have the end be also at 0, 0, 0, and then I'm going to move it up a little bit, so it's just going to go up and down. So let's hit play and see if we can pass those punji sticks up at the top. And we can. Alright, so the first portion of this level is done. I'm going to go ahead and set a checkpoint after we get past this little part, but let's go ahead and put together the little bits that we're going to need. So, first of all, I'm going to need 2 of these guys. Well, no, actually, first of all, I'm going to go down to Textures, I'm going to go down to Texture Atlas Main, and I'm going to grab some Water Trap, and I'm going to position it at 0, 0, 0. I'm going to set its sorting layer to foreground. Then I'm going to click and drag Water Trap over here. Then I'm going to click on it, add component, insta-kill. So the Water Trap will instantly kill the player, which also requires that I add a Box Collider 2D to it, and it also requires that I set the Box Collider 2D to isTrigger. Now, because we're also going to be making some more of these Water Traps, I'm going to go ahead and turn it into a prefab. So I'm going to click and drag it out, and go into prefabs. Now, I'm going to grab 2 of these dirtfuls, duplicate them, and move them to the other side of that water. Then I'm going to grab a dirt grassful, duplicate it, and move it on top of that dirtful. Then I'm going to go ahead and create a point star right there. And in addition to that, I'm going to add a checkpoint. So to add a checkpoint, it's going to be under managers. So in this case, we have level start already, which is a checkpoint. I'm going to duplicate level start, and I'm going to move it over here, and I'm going to place it right past that little star. And then I'm going to call this, or right before that little star. And then I'm going to rename this to checkpoint 1. All right, now that we have that, let's go ahead and add some more grassfuls. I want to add 3 more grassfuls, then some punji sticks. So I want to add a grassful there, a grassful there, a grassful there. And let's move our finish line up here. That's really impossible to get to, but it's okay because we're designing our level right now. Then I'm going to go over here to our punji sticks, duplicate these, and move them down. Then I'm going to add a dirt grassful right here. And I'm going to add some more punji sticks, so I'm going to kind of have a repeating pattern of punji sticks and dirt grassfuls. And then I'm going to add 1 more set of punji sticks right there. Then I'm going to add another dirt grassful. And now I want to create kind of a pyramid pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this and move this right to the corner of that last one. Remember, I'm holding down Control to get that grid spacing. And then I'm going to duplicate it 1 more time and move it up there. And then I'm going to fill in that bottom part with dirtfuls. So I'm going to grab a random dirtful, duplicate it, move it in here. Grab another one, duplicate it, move it in there. Duplicate it again, move it in there. And then I'm going to have a column of dirtfuls. So I'm going to duplicate both of these dirtfuls, move them up there. Then I'm going to duplicate both of them again and move them up, so that we'll have a total of 3 dirtfuls. So we'll have another one, and then 1 more. So we have 3 dirtfuls above our dirt grassful. Okay, so before we get to this point right here, let's go ahead and fill in the rest of this level with stars, health packs, and traps. So let's go ahead and add in a star. We already have a star over there. So let's add another point star right here. Let's add another health pack right there. Then let's add an insta-kill buzzsaw on all of these both of these little islands. So I'm going to add an insta-kill buzzsaw there. I'm going to click on the end though, because I do want the end to be a little bit higher so that the buzzsaw is, I do want the start to be a little bit lower so that the end star spends, the buzzsaw spends more time in the bottom. Then I want to grab this insta-kill buzzsaw, duplicate him, and I'm going to move him over into this other little area. Then I'm going to click and drag out a star there, click and drag out a star there, and click and drag out a star there. Next up, I want to create a couple platforms that will allow the player to actually move up. So let's go ahead and drag in a pathed platform, and let's start one from right here. So we have him going right here, and then let's grab his end and move his end all the way over there. Then let's grab another path platform and move him like that. Maybe we can move the end a little bit further over there, and then grab this path platform and move him like that. Then let's drag in another path platform and have him start right there. And let's go ahead and set his X to 0. And then let's move him up for his end. And the end will go up really high. Let's get rid of that tree. That tree is going to be located under our backgrounds, tree. Let's move him all the way over there. Okay, so now we have this setup going. Let's go ahead and create some cannons. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into textures, and I'm going to create a couple of these little platform guys that aren't really platforms, but they look like platforms. So I'm going to grab a platform texture, and I'm going to drag it out into the world, and I'm going to add one here and one here. Actually, maybe make this one a little bit higher. Then I'm going to drag out some cannons. So I'm going to scroll all the way up to my prefabs, drag out a cannon, and I'll have a cannon right there. Let's make sure that he's actually on that platform visually. And then I'm going to duplicate the cannon and move him up here to this platform. But I'm going to take his scale and flip it around to 1, and then move him a little bit to the right. So we'll have one cannon shooting in this direction and another cannon shooting in that direction. Then let's go ahead and grab this path platform, duplicate it, and move it over to the other side. And then, of course, we're going to have to move our finish line again out of the way. Then we're going to go ahead and duplicate, we're going to go ahead and add a star right there. We're going to duplicate this dirtful, and we're going to move it about 2 empty spaces up. So that's 1 empty space, and then let's do 1 there, and then 1 there, and then let's delete these 2. So that we get exactly 2 empty spaces up. And then let's go ahead and finish this off by taking these guys and duplicating all 3 of these guys, duplicating them, and moving them over there. And we're missing 1, so we can duplicate that and send it over there. Then we have our cannon right here, which we can take our destination, or we can move our destination right about so where it's hitting that edge. Alrighty. So that's going to be the first 2 parts of our level.
The platform above that one.
Platform above? Oh, right. Okay, so there's another platform. Maybe these cannons and this platform can be a little bit down. Let's move them a little bit down. So we'll take this guy, we'll move him a little bit down, and then we'll take this platform, move him a little bit down. And then I'm going to duplicate this platform, move it up. No. Take this platform, duplicate it, move it up, and then I'm going to create a little health guy up here at the top, a little health back. Alrighty, let's test the game. I'm actually going to go into my Windows Mixer and turn my sound down. I do really like the sound, but just in case you wanted to add anything, Steve, while I go around here. No, I think the level turned out actually pretty good. It's just a lot of placement, so I'm sorry, guys, or I apologize if this is a little seems a little slow, but you know,
Well, it is also a nice look at some ideas for how to design a level that's fun.
Mm-hmm. And most importantly, though, I was going to say something. Oh yeah, we definitely wanted to be able to say that this was a complete game by the end of the series.
Absolutely.
And it definitely is a complete game by the end of the series. And I died. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my my cheat feature, and I'm going to set this checkpoint as my debug spawn for my level start. So I'm going to open up my for my level manager. So I'm going to drag checkpoint 1 onto my debug spawn and hit play. So now I spawn over here and can test the level from here. Okay, there's no way that I'm going to be able to beat that. I need to reverse their start and ends. Because they both come up at the same time.
Oh yeah, they should be actually they're did I only put 2 there? Yeah, I guess I did. But yeah, they should work opposite of each other to give you some kind of fighting chance.
They're actually pretty difficult, even... Oh, come on. What am I going to do? Let's go ahead and set their buzzsaw on their follow path. I'm going to set their speed to like 4 on both of these. So I'm going to grab their blue saw, set their speed to 4. I mean, it's funny how we basically, throughout this entire course, we've built a game framework, more or less.
There you go.
Yep. Okay, now
And this is what it's all about. A lot of iterations and playing with speeds and placement, and you know, you want the game to be fun, you want it to make you a little nervous, but you don't want to rage quit 5 minutes in either. So it takes a lot of testing.
Yeah, we're not building Super Meat Boy here.
The impossible game.
Okay, it is actually possible to do that. However, I did notice a bug. We didn't ever add colliders to our these little platform guys. So I'm going to go ahead and simply come here and say box collider 2D, set is trigger to true. Then I want to come in here to his layer and set it to platforms. So this way the player will be able to jump on this. But so far, checkpoint or level start and checkpoint 1 are working.
Also, there should be a upside down buzzsaw, because I'm not letting you through that gauntlet that easy.
Okay, yes, there is, it looks like in the level design there is an insta-kill buzzsaw right here, but it's inverted. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to set the end down like that, and then I'm going to do something like that right there.
And it's really there just to be kind of terrifying, not to actually have a strong chance of killing you.
All right, let me jump into my scene view and see if it's popping. Yep. All right, I think that works out pretty well.
Nice.
Okay, so that is the level start, and that is the checkpoint 1. So let's go ahead and work on our checkpoint 2. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this Dirtful grass, and I'm going to duplicate him again. And then I'm going to grab these these 4 Dirtfuls. No, not those 5 Dirtfuls, these 4 Dirtfuls. Duplicate them, move them over like that. I think that's what we want. Then I want to grab this Dirtful grass, move it over here, move another one right there. Then I want to bring in some punji sticks, move them over there. Then I want to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll grab 2 Dirtful grasses, and then do this again, and then do this again. And that's going to be that. Then we're going to want a Dirtful. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. And then we want a Dirtful right there, another Dirtful right there, and then a Dirtful grass up there. So we have 2 total. Then we want to bring in some water traps. So I'm going to grab this water trap, I'm going to duplicate him, move him all the way over to the other side of the level, and we're going to create a 2x3 grid.
Yep, 2x3
of these water traps. So we'll have that. Then I'm going to want to bring over some Dirtfuls onto the other side. Then I'm going to want to do one up there. And then I'm going to want to bring one over here. And then I'm going to want to bring another one right there. And then it's a good thing static box colliders are cheap. They're very, very cheap. Otherwise you would probably want to actually take off the box colliders for our Dirtfuls. In fact, we could mostly take off our box colliders for our Dirtfuls, but I'm not going to in this case. You could select these inner ones and take them off if you want, but it's not going to make a big difference. I did notice right here, though, this is a Dirtful where it should be a Dirtful grass.
Oh, yep.
All right, let's scroll back over here and see what we got. So then as far as our level geometry, we'll step down 2, step down 1, step down 2, and then we'll have one right there, right? And then we'll have a Dirtful there, and then we'll have a Dirtful grass there. We'll have 3 of these, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll have 2 Dirtfuls that would come over there. And then we have a Dirtful grass right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Dirtfuls. 1, 2, 3 Dirtfuls. Add in 1 more Dirtful, and then add a Dirtful grass. And then we want the end of the level, and we're just going to go into textures, texture atlas main, and we're going to grab our tube. And we'll replace our tube right there. We're going to scale it up. And we're just going to place it right there. So that is going to be the end of our level. Maybe scale it down a little bit. Alrighty, so now that we've done that, let's come back and place our actual objects. So first of all, I want to create a star. So I want a point star, and I want to place it right there. Then I want to go ahead and I want to create another checkpoint. So I'm going to take this checkpoint 1, I'm going to click on it, I'm going to duplicate it, move it over here, and I'm going to call it checkpoint 2 instead. Then on my level manager, so I'm going to click on managers, I'm going to set checkpoint 2 as my debug spawn so that I can avoid or not have to play all the rest of the game just to get to the bit that I'm building. Let's place our level finish line first. So let's bring it over here onto this pipe. We can zoom in here and we can place it, well, pretty much just like that. I think that'll work just fine. Alrighty. So now that we have that, let's bring in some traps. So I'm going to bring in a insta-kill buzzsaw right there. And then I'm going to duplicate it and create another insta-kill buzzsaw, but I'm going to have it going the opposite direction, just like what we did before. So the end will be where the start is, and the start will be where the end is. So I'll move the end down and the start up. Then I want to go ahead and create a couple more point stars. So I want to create 1, 2, 3 there. And then I want to bring in a cannon. So I'll just drop in a cannon. And we see it like that. Then I want to bring in a pathed jump pad and put it there, and then I want its end to be about right there. Then I want to take the star, duplicate it, move it over the water, like right there, and then I want to add a health pack right there, and then I want to pretty much finish the end of the game with a bunch of stars. So, because stars are fun, and apparently Steve likes stars as much as I do, because I like the little particle effects it makes.
Well, and you made it to the end. It's reward time.
All right, so we have a bunch of stars, and then we're going to create this star, and we're going to place this up here for some reason. Alrighty.
That's a bonus if you can reach it with the jump.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and hit start. We see our insta-kill buzzsaws are indeed moving, and they do indeed kill me. Oh, wow. I might need to move these insta-kill buzzsaws a little bit lower, or maybe even make their colliders smaller. I'll start with moving them a little bit lower. I'm going to grab his start, and I'm going to move his start down, and then I'm going to grab his end, and I'm going to grab his end, and I'm going to move it down just like that as well. And then hit play. I think this should actually give us a chance, and it does. So then we have a nice little jump pad. We can collect that star. We can barely just move over, and we finally found the edge of our world. That's because our bounds that constrain our camera haven't been set up to be this big. So let's stop playing. Let's go to our camera bounds. Oh, that's a lot of dirtfuls. At this point, it's... Okay, there we go. I found it. So let's go ahead and set its scale to be a little bit bigger and move it over. Let's move it over like that. And let's make it a little bit bigger than that. This is what I really like about having a nice visual feedback for our things like our level bounds. I really like having using box colliders like this. Now that we've done that, we should be able to get to the end of the level. Yeah, I really probably do need to set that box collider smaller. Or instead of making it a insta-kill, make it a give damage.
Well, you know, if the game's too hard for you.
All right, well, the level finish line is a little bit too high, so I'm going to make it a little bit lower. And that should be it. I don't want to spend any more time playtesting right now on video. We're already 38 minutes in just to place all these prefabs.
All right.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and add in our mountains. So I'm going to add in some more mountains. I'm going to add some trees in, and then I'm going to call level 1 finished.
Don't forget the rocks.
Oh, yeah. So I have to add a new parallax layer?
No, the little tiny rocks. They're just decoration.
Okay, so I don't parallax them.
Nope.
Okay, so let's go ahead and fix our mountains and our tree lines first. I'm going to go into our background, and I'm going to find our blue mountains and our teal mountains. Let's go ahead and create another teal mountain there. Let's create some more blue mountains here, and some more blue mountains there, and another blue mountain there. And hey, we can even do something really fancy and like flip it around. It's super fancy. Then let's grab our teal mountains and put one there and one there. Maybe take that blue mountain that's right there and move it a little bit to the right. Now let's work on our trees. So here's our first tree. Let's set some trees there. I'm not going to worry about trying to scale them really all that much.
Yeah, I mean, be mindful that you can scale them on all axes or on one axis to get some different looks, but for the sake of not being boring, we're not going to do that.
I'm pretty sure most people have already been or have already left. Actually, I don't want to place a tree right there because the parallax effect might make the tree start floating because of what that location is.
I forgot you parallax those.
All right, and then let's go ahead and I guess add some. You really want some rocks?
No, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and see how our parallax works. I think that looks pretty good. Actually, it's already looking. I think it looks a lot better with that background stuff in it. I'm gonna set. I'm gonna go into my level manager, and I'm going to set my my debug spawn to none, so that I start at the beginning, so we can see how the beginning looks. I think the beginning looks pretty good, actually. Okay, so yeah, I think that pretty much finishes up our first level. That's 40 minutes of placing prefabs. I'm not even kidding, Steve. I'm like looking at the time on the recording right now, and I'm like, wow, we've just been placing prefabs for 40 minutes. I wonder how many people have stopped watching by now because they know how to place prefabs themselves. Well, we wanted.
Well, hopefully they stuck. Hopefully, if you've stuck around, you've gotten some ideas for your own level designs.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I am gonna go ahead and end the video though because yeah, stuff and things. We'll see you guys.
It's a lot.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.